One take, one shot, Smackdown review. This is where I do the entire review in just one take. I got one shot at it, so if I start bleeding out the eyes, I gotta keep going. Why would I bleed out the eyes? Maybe if I had to see a best of Goldberg matches, I guess that would bleed. Anyways, I will get to the review in just a second. I always forget to plug the video on these things, so I'm trying to give away this belt at 20,000 subscribers. Going to give away the belt. All you got to do is comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell and notification. A thumbs up too would be nice. Trying to quit the day job. All right, so let me put this down. And it's down. All right, so this episode, I don't want to be negative, but, ooh, buddy. Okay, you know what? I don't even have to be negative. You know why I don't have to be negative? Because this show did the worst thing that any WWE show could do. It made me feel not good, but it didn't make me feel bad either. It made me feel nothing. This was a big nothing burger of a SmackDown, and we are literally 1 week away from WrestleMania, and they're giving us this? They're giving us countouts on matches that have nothing to do with WrestleMania? Like, oh my gosh, like what? Last week on Monday Night Raw, I was very upset that Jey Uso did not get madder, right? And a lot of people said, one person was like, you've never been into a fight, have you? I'm like, okay. But yes, I have been into fights, but just for the record, FYI, like, oh, let's go. But, past life. Yeah, at least last week I was mad. At least last week I was angry. At least last week I felt something. But this week I felt pretty much nothing. I'm going to tell you something right now that is not even a joke. Like, literally, one of the best things that happened tonight was a commercial for Snickers where Mello and Hacksaw Jim Duggan was on. Like, I wish I was being facetious here, but I am not. This was that's what it was. Okay, let's go over it. So I had high hopes, right? So unfortunately, it does look like Kevin Owens is legit injured, and God, I was hoping he was working us, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he is. And so, you know, I did a video, 15 opponents for Randy Orton. I forgot to put Aleister Black and Rusev on it, so 17 opponents for Randy Orton, and I thought that maybe it was going to be Nick Aldis, because Nick Aldis was looking mad. He was looking ferocious, like he was going to do something. And I'm like, ooh, okay, maybe this SmackDown started off good, and then it just that was it. It never went up after that. Randy, you know, they talk, and they're talking. Randy's like, I gotta get at WrestleMania, and he's like, I can see you, Nick, you're looking at me kind of a funny way. Why don't we kind of go at it? He did mention Nick, and then Solo Sikoa comes out, and I'm like, okay, so maybe Solo and Randy, and they back talk each other. Randy has a couple good lines. He makes fun of Tamatonga, and yeah, and that was about it. They Solo Sikoa and Tamatonga, they jump him. Did I not say Tamatonga earlier? I don't know. Whatever the case may be. They jump him. LA Knight comes out. It did make LA Knight look good. LA Knight might have had the best showing that he's had in a very long time, because he's standing next to Randy Orton. He hits all of his good. He's good on the mic, standing tall, challenges. We have our main event. And boy, howdy, I'll tell you what. At the end of hour 1, it felt like hour 4. So let's just keep going. We have the women's gauntlet match. Liv and Raquel, they come out, and they sit on the outside, not on commentary. I understand why you don't want to put some people on commentary, but Liv Morgan is so freaking good. Why did we not put her on the mic? She could have been just laughing it up the entire time. This could have been an all-time great segment, but instead, it was a wasted opportunity. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez just sits on the sidelines while they watch the Gauntlet. And, okay, Lyra Valkyria and and Bayley, they won the gauntlet. Let me see. Yes, they won the gauntlet. I'll see if the audio was recording. They won the gauntlet. How many times I'm going to say they won the gauntlet? They won the gauntlet. They won the gauntlet. They won the gauntlet. And then, okay, so what? It's like, is this how we're building it up? Was this how we're building it up? The moment that they won, literally, Liv and Raquel should have blindsided them and beat them down hard. That would have got them heat, but instead they just held the titles up. You're telling me Liv Morgan, who will literally go to an NXT parking lot with a baseball bat to destroy her opponent, she won't take advantage of a team that just went, had 3 matches? No, she would totally do that. It's like, over here, how is raising the title? How is raising the title in the middle of the ring to your opponent supposed to make me hyped about this match? Ooh, I'm so hyped now. They missed the opportunity of her sitting and doing commentary, giving Raquel Rodriguez some experience doing commentary, and then they just hold up the titles. It's like, I'm not excited about this match. Is it going to be a good match? Yeah, it's going to be a good match. Okay, so what? I want to see a good match. I might turn on AEW. I might, because even those are starting to, if you're not Will Ospreay, even those are starting to become fewer and far between. But yeah, it's like, where's the story here? Missed opportunity. Sorry, I'm just gonna be negative. Forget it. I'm just gonna be negative. This is me now. I guess I'm just heel chop, just so negative. No, I want to be positive, but you can be positive and still critique the product, because you can't just be like, oh, everything's great. This is the greatest thing ever. I am so happy I get to see a 5th Triple H Hall of Fame segment. Like, no, it's like, why are we doing a 5th Hall of Fame segment? Which they did, and they do, and I'm like, what? And so now I'm just going to be making fun of, from this point on, we're just making fun of these Triple H Hall of Fame segments, because it's okay that Triple H is in, he deserves to be in, but like, by God, how many segments do you need, dude? That's not cool at all, that you are just doing that to yourself. It's like, dude, like, have some, like, what is it, modesty, whatever, like, Triple H. By the way, Triple H is going to the Hall of Fame. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. By the way, you hear this? Someone said that, oh, I heard you, like, pass gas. It's my chair that makes that noise. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Drew has Damian's number. Wow. After last year, like, they must have realized, Damian Priest must have realized that he is not looking good when he's too dominant, because Drew McIntyre has been owning Damian Priest for the most part. Damian's got his licks in. I mean, threw him through the glass window and all. But this week, Drew just, like, blindsides Damian Priest. Then he cuts a really good promo. Man, I gotta sneeze right now, but can't cut. One take, one shot, one sneeze. And then he reveals that his eye patch was like, I'm all good to go, which was kind of a face thing to do. Reveal that he's not really injured. And then Damian Priest comes out. They fight some more. Damian has the advantage, but then Drew takes the advantage. And he does a future shock DDT on the steel steps. And I'll tell you what, Damian Priest, he was like this, ha ha ha, like he looked like he was dead or in shock. Future shock. Oh, okay, good sell, Damian. Yeah, you know what's crazy? Now that Damian Priest is getting beat up more and not just being overbooked, overpowered, I'm actually starting to like Damian Priest. So kudos to both of them for making this, like, speaking of nothing burgers, this was a big nothing steak that has turned into, like, I don't know, like a flavorful steak. It's like, this match is like a really good steak at Denny's. You're like, holy crap, I'm at Denny's and this steak is actually delicious. This was such a horrible match on paper that I'm like, oh God. And now I'm like, I'm like, this is one of the better builds of all of Mania. It's like this, like I'm gonna order steak and eggs more often at Denny's. And then so yeah, good segment with Drew and Damian Priest. Great job, Drew. You kind of expect greatness from Drew, but Damian Priest is holding his own. I think this is where we actually have the Triple H Hall of Fame video. By the way, did you know that Triple H was going in the Hall of Fame? Then we have a DIY Pretty Deadly segment backstage where DIY seems to be like this conspiracy. They're like, there's a conspiracy against us, and Pretty Deadly's there like, aha, nah, this is not a good look on you. The Motor City Machine Guns come out, and it's like, I think what Comic Head called them Marty Jannetty 1 and Marty Jannetty 2. Like somehow both members of the Motor City Machine Guns are Marty Jannetty. That's funny. That's good stuff, pal. But yeah, they have a little segment, and it's like whatever. I do like that all the teams have somewhat of a personality. Let's keep the teams in our memory. Then we go and we have a Phoenix versus Berto. Both guys in the ring. It was good. It was definitely good. This was like an awesome match. The only problem is it's like we're like this is the SmackDown before the last SmackDown, and why are we doing this? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why can't we have multiple segments with matches going into WrestleMania? Why do we only get one segment with Drew and Damian Priest? If Damian Priest was so like future shocked and hurt, it would have been cool to have another segment of doctors tending Damian Priest, and Damian Priest like says, get off me, I don't need this," and then he just storms out, and maybe we see Drew McIntyre around the corner laughing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or crazy idea, we could have had some segments with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu saying, "Hey, I got you. Okay, so maybe you want us to think that Jacob Fatu's not there. So why don't we have some segments with Randy Orton and LA Knight? Hey man, do you got my back tonight? Oh, I got your back," or something like that. Just something. Randy Orton and LA Knight could have had some very comedic moments throughout the night. Maybe LA Knight could have been like saying, they could have had a running theme throughout the night. LA Knight saying, and I'm making this up all on the spot here, saying, "Hey, what about this guy? Why don't you fight this guy?" And LA Knight's just offering up opponents. He's like, "Why don't you fight, Sheamus? How about you fight Tungaloa?" You know what I'm saying? We could have had funny moments throughout this 3-hour slog of a show of just LA Knight and Orton together. Just a thread throughout the show. But no, we can only do one segment. Okay, they got two segments. The opening and the closing one. And then what else we got here? We got Roxanne and Tiffany. They have a segment. It's like, why are we feeding Roxanne to Tiffany? No shame in losing to the champion, but did it have to be Roxanne? Could it have been somebody else? I mean, like anybody else? So, I don't know about that, but Tiffany won. No shame losing to the champ. That was the right call. Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green, they had a match, and Zelina Vega won by countout. That was interesting. Chelsea Green was yelling at Joe Tessitore, and by the time she got back in the ring, she had been counted out. That's okay. Like, that's an okay thing to have happened. But the problem I have with it is, again, we're 2 weeks out of WrestleMania, and it's like we're building mini feuds that are going to go nowhere for WrestleMania. Like, these things can happen after WrestleMania. We should be solely focused on making these matches better and greater with dual, triple, quadruple segments throughout the show. Then we go to Naomi and Jade. Now I'll say this, they had a good promo. That was a very good promo segment. We got to see Naomi being her evil new self, and Jade cut back a promo, very cinematic, and Jade looked great and amazing as well. I am definitely looking forward to this match, and I cannot believe that Naomi is one of my favorites right now. Like, oh buddy, she is doing such good work. I hope she wins. I understand if she loses. but I hope she wins. But their promo segment was great. So far, right now, your best things. Did I really talk about the Rey Fenix Berto match? Let's rewind a little. That match was so good. That match was so freaking good. That Rey Fenix is like, wow, he does some crazy things, and I think we haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg yet. But he is doing some good things. Santos came out and wanted Berto to shake his hand, and Berto was like, ugh. And so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe Santos is going to team up with Rey Fenix, maybe even Penta. We get the Lucha Brothers and he manages them. I know Andrade came up after and was like, hey man, and then Berto even got mad at him. So I don't know, maybe Berto's about to go on his own. There's something going on there that we need to see more of, though again, this stuff should be happening after WrestleMania, unless they're looking to get on the card. But yeah, Phoenix, Berto match, mwah, chef's kiss. Then we got a Cody promo. All the belts are there. And I get that Cody has to now sell a feud without his main opponent there, but it was just, okay, fine. Again, I didn't really care. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It wasn't like I'm going to remember this thing. It's just, there's nothing. Just nothing. Like apathy. Profits are backstage and they're cutting a decent promo. I liked it. And then Mello Don't Miz comes. And Mello, he was saying some good stuff, but then Miz cut him off and Miz started doing a good promo saying, hey, why aren't you on the card? Why aren't you on the WrestleMania card? And da-da-da-da-da. The Miz, like when they tell Miz to take off the gloves, he's on fire. He's gold. And I did like when Angelo Dawkins was going to go fight him and, Montez Ford said something like, let him breathe. Who cares? So that was decent. I don't like that the Street Profits aren't on the Mania card. It's like, we have two nights. Why is it so hard to have the tag team champions on both nights? And if anybody deserves to be on that card for championships, it's the SmackDown division, because the SmackDown division has been on fire. Oh, man. God, maybe I should stop doing these reviews. I feel like I'm too negative. I just to me, it's just like stories should write themselves, and yet it feels like Triple H or whoever's booking is purposely writing roadblocks, and I don't understand it. We have Tiffany Stratton beat Perez. We already talked about that, Roxanne Perez. But at the end of that match, sorry, I'm a little all over the place. At the end of that match, Charlotte came out looking like a 90s pop backup dancer. Someone said that in the chat, and so that was definitely noted. She's a dancer. But she attacked. I feel like the attack should have went on longer, and I don't know, maybe a little blood would have been interesting because of how savage their verbal confrontation was last week. I felt like it could have been, I wanted to see a savage physical confrontation this week, but we didn't get that. I already talked about the Snickers commercial. There was a Snickers commercial at one point with Mello. The guy's a natural, and they were like, him, Jim, Pim, I don't know. The guy kept getting names mixed up, and he said Jim, and then Hacksaw came out, and I was like, oh, USA. I didn't really say USA, but now I am. USA. So, yeah, that was highlight of the night. Snickers commercial. Then we have the main event segment that by now I am just like, hurry up. I was just bored of this whole affair. The match wasn't anything special. Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa, they fought out the ring. So now it's like, is Randy fighting Solo now? I thought for sure, something was going to happen where Randy Orton would, we'd reveal his opponent, but no. Maybe Randy's just going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal next week. I don't know. But, his opponent, is it Solo? Or did they just fight into, I don't know, they just fought in their audience all the way to catering, and LA Knight, he pins Tama Tonga. Jacob Fatu comes out, he beats him up, and then he does the prettiest moonsault ever, 3 or 4 times on LA Knight, and that's supposed to make me, listen, it's wrestling, but just beating up your opponent isn't enough. Hang on, because you'll be like, well, wait a second, last week you wanted Jey Uso to beat up his opponent. sometimes it is enough. It is enough once you reach the boiling point. You have to hit the boiling point first for then all the physicality to happen. But LA Knight and Jacob Fatu, they're not at the boiling point. They're like right here. The boiling point's right here. Jey Uso and Gunther are at the boiling point. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are at the boiling point. But Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, they're like right here. So it's like I did it. It's like, okay, Jacob Fatu. So that's his thing. When he wants to show that he's tough, he just does the moonsault over and over again. He did it to Braun. He did it to LA Knight. He did it to Cody Rhodes on his debut. So, I don't know. I'm no longer gonna do 1 out of 5 chops and have point system. I'm gonna do 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10 chops, and I'm gonna give this and there won't be no points. It's not gonna be 5.5. It's just 1 out of 10, and I'm gonna give this SmackDown a week before WrestleMania. Almost nothing really happened. Nothing progressed. Barely. Stuff did, but barely. I'm gonna give this because I didn't feel anything, and the most memorable thing to me was Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a wrestler who was really popular in the 80s. 2 chops out of 10. Yeah, 2 chops out of 10. I'm sorry. I wish. Tune in on Monday Night Raw. I think Monday Night Raw is going to be a banger with the Tribal Chief. I'll try to be more positive then. I apologize. There was a CM Punk Paul Heyman video. That was pretty cool, but it didn't save it. So, sorry. I'm a little on the negative side. I appreciate every single one of you, though. We are going to watch Monday Night Raw. We are going to watch SmackDown, and it's okay. You know, there's peaks and there's valleys. Sometimes wrestling isn't going to always be just like at a fever pitch, but it is WrestleMania season, so I do kind of expect it to be. But at the same time, 52 weeks a year, you're going to have some poorly written shows. It happens. I love wrestling no matter what, and I'm going to keep watching and loving it. Boys, girls, have yourselves a great evening, and I'll see you for tomorrow's hot takes. Go to the community tab and leave a hot take. See you, bye.